Imagine being so attached to the person you love that you literally can't separate from them anymore. Not emotionally, not mentally, physically. What if every time you tried to get away from your partner, your own body started pulling you back toward them? Sounds insane, right? Well, that's exactly where Together takes its horror. This is a movie that is disgusting, disturbing, weird, but surprisingly emotional at the same time. So today, let's talk about Together, a body horror movie that turns relationship problems into actual physical horror.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're reviewing Together, the 2025 body horror movie starring Alison Brie and Dave Franco. And there's actually something pretty interesting about the casting. Alison Brie and Dave Franco play a couple in the movie, and they're also married in real life. The movie is directed by Michael Shanks and has a runtime of around 1 hour and 42 minutes. So without getting into major spoilers, let's talk about what makes Together worth watching. The story follows Tim and Millie, a couple who have been together for a long time. But their relationship isn't exactly in a great place anymore. Millie wants to move forward with her life and start a new chapter, while Tim is struggling with his own ambitions and frustrations. They still love each other, but there's clearly a distance growing between them. Then, during a trip into the countryside, they discover something strange underground. And after Tim comes into contact with a mysterious substance, things start getting very, very weird. Because now, Tim and Millie aren't just emotionally connected.
Now, if you're a fan of body horror, Together definitely has some uncomfortable stuff for you. The movie starts relatively slowly. At first, things just feel strange. Then, they become uncomfortable. And eventually, they become absolutely disgusting. There are some scenes involving skin, muscles, and body transformations that are genuinely hard to watch. But what I like is that the body horror isn't just there for shock value. There's actually a meaning behind it. And that brings us to the best part of the movie.
The real horror in Together isn't the monster. It's the relationship. Tim and Millie are so emotionally dependent on each other that they slowly start losing their individuality. And the movie takes that idea and makes it literal. We often hear people say, "We're one." But Together asks a much darker question. What if you literally became one? The movie explores codependency, insecurity, fear of separation, and the fear of losing yourself inside a relationship. And honestly, that's what makes the movie more interesting than your average horror film. Alison Brie and Dave Franco are definitely one of the movie's biggest strengths. Their chemistry feels incredibly natural, and knowing that they're actually married in real life makes some of their interactions even more interesting. Their arguments feel believable, their awkward moments feel believable, and when the relationship starts falling apart, you actually care about what happens to them. The movie also mixes horror with dark comedy, and both actors handle that balance really well. One moment you're uncomfortable, and the next moment you might actually laugh. So, have you watched Together yet? Let me know in the comments. Did you think the concept was genius, or was it just completely disgusting? And if you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next movie review. Until then, stay safe, stay entertained.